Well, hello and welcome back. To recap what we finished up last time, we had just put the finishing touches on the piece I was doing for Sarah. The frame has not arrived yet, so we will be framing that up in another video. Today, I figured we'll just doodle around a bit and work on my logo. May get some more of the Pokemon done. Hopefully designing some of the background elements, which I'm going to do separately and then add in, and I'll show you more about that as we get there. And always, before we begin, just a quick reminder of the pieces I have for sale at the moment. Currently, the only one I have listed is the gift, which I am selling, and the proceeds will go to Valley Children's Hospital. I'm currently auctioning that one on eBay at $20. So if you'd like to own this one-of-a-kind piece or donate to Valley Children's yourself, the links to both those will be in the description of this video. But for today, we're going to be working on my logo for the channel. After we get that done, hopefully we'll be starting the next painting I plan to auction off here soon. But for now, let's get to some painting. Well, welcome back. So, as you can see, I have a new camera angle. Got more desktop, you're not seeing my wall anymore. So whatever I bring in and out of frame will be what I'm directly working on. Also, it's a little more over my shoulder, so like I can get in there. Peekaboo! Yeah, I promise I'm not going to do that again. But like, you know, I really get in there, right? Okay, so here's what we did last time, Sarah's piece. I just want to take a look at it since it's been a while. I'm relatively happy with how it turned out. I think there's some parts I could have improved on with my layering, thinking things out a little more. I did save some of it in some places, but others bit I can consider more. I really like how Machop's muscles turned out, or Machamp. The backpack seems a little lazy. And I think, as always, I could have done a better job with the hands. You know, I have a lot of trouble with hands. I think Charmander's eyes might be my favorite part of this piece, though. But that is not what we're working on today. We are working on my logo. Need my pencil, my pincel, and an eraser. I like the white erasers because the pink ones leave like colorful smudges. Really, any other ones leave smudges. Now I got Drip Chew done, but I also need some references. So I'm going to bring in a Pikachu figure. Is that creepy, him staring at it? I also have a Raichu right here. Oh, I got a Psyduck. Full of coins. Or is it a Ditto? I know I did that joke already, but here. We'll just leave those there for now. There's also a Drowsy, but you know, I'll pull that up when I need it. Of course, there's gonna be Magikarp in the background. I can find that everywhere. You know, before we get started, let's just do a little. So, you know, what else I got over here? I got this little Charmander. You know, you seen him in the last one. Of course, I got the Pichu. Might as well have him over here, you know. Got Venusaur. I got a new Totodile. I got this one for my boy. Fuecoco. This is my son's first starter Pokemon. I was really happy this was his starter. Like, that was his first one he got. And because this one was mine. And this is a little Totodile pencil topper that I actually got when I bought my copy of Crystal. I don't know why, but that store was giving these out with it. Or maybe I was young and I just bought them together and I don't remember because I just bought stuff. Had the money. But I mean, you can see the aging of the plastic changing colors, but I still have this little guy after all this time. That's why I bought my son this one, so he'd play with that one. One of my favorite ones, Shid Ninja. Carnivine. A little shelf over here. Abra. And this little, what were these called thing? What were these things called? Bionicle. So there's actually like a story to this. Things are cool. I even got the mask for it still. So when I was a kid, this is why I'm doing the drive for Valley Children's. When I was a kid, I had an accident around Christmas time, and I was in Valley Children's, and seen a lot of bad stuff there. I seen kids that didn't get to come home, and a lot of sad things, and a lot of horrible things. But the people there were not horrible. The people there were great. They were sympathetic. They were dedicated to making sure I was healthy, or that like I was stable and that I was going to live, and they got me out of there. And because of the time of year when my accident was, they gave us a toy because we were in the hospital, and they gave me this Bionicle, and I still have it after all these years. And it's the only Bionicle I ever got. I mean, some of them seem kind of cool, but things were expensive. But there's a reason why I chose them to be the first charity I'm doing these paintings for, and it'll probably be one I revisit many times in the future every Christmas. Plan to do quite a few, and as I get back to them, or as I reuse them. I'm sorry, I'm having a bit of a brain fart. I was remembering things a little deeply for a moment. What I mean is I will revisit them as certain times of year come up again. Now, I'm sorry to bombard you with this, but I mean, you know, I am trying to accomplish a goal here. You know, I am providing entertainment, but I have a purpose to it. But enough stalling. Let's get to our painting today, huh? So, what should we start with? We got Drip Chew here. I mean, he looks fabulous. I think he could use a little... He needs that line there, right? Maybe like that. Yes, and this one needs to come up a bit more. No. I see I left the cheeks out, and if I remember right, I wanted to just paint those on. See, I'm not getting very good ink out of this. And I should have tested this one on the side before I started using it. Like that. Same with the tail. Redraw that on. But, you know, he looks cool. He looks cool as hell to me. So, do my Raichu in the back, or I could do Psyduck. I think I'm going to start with Psyduck, because I really like Psyduck. So I'm just going to put him kind of here at an angle where I can see him and you can see him too. You got that side profile of this majestic bird here. And I actually already got a lot of what I want on there. That's why I go re-up my lines. And I do it very softly. And I go back, because then when I do it in pen, I can just go over, I don't have to go over that, I can just kind of go around it. My son's always asking why a side duck freaked out, and I say, he's not freaked out, bud. He's dealing with the crushing pain of his existence. There we go. There. Now we just, where's my eraser? Oh, it's behind the duck. By the way, I seen this thing in Anaheim at the Ducks game. They gave out some of those duck-shaped goalie masks, and man, that just took me right back to watching the Mighty Ducks cartoon as a kid and having really confused adults when I tried explaining to them what I was into. Love that cartoon, though. It was weird, though. In retrospective, as an adult, it's like, okay, a bunch of hockey-playing ducks, alien... Oh, I don't know what's going on here. So I kind of need to get some angle on this to see what I want. Because it comes down, it looks like this. That looks really bad, but I'll fix it. Oh, you're making it worse, Ricky. It looks like he had bad plastic surgery. It's like, do I look like a girl again? They'll give him his three little hairs there. Whatever they are. You know, I was just watching the anime and Misty called them hairs, so she tried leaving them at a salon. She has a real love-hate, like the episode will end, she'll be like, I love you now, Psyduck, because you did something. Next episode, she's just like, fuck you, you piece of shit. And it's like, why do you hate it? Because it's in constant pain. Like, chill the fuck out. When I was a kid, I didn't realize, like, what's the nicest way? They did not make her character nice at all. Like, no chill. Misty had no chill. Brock is my man, though. So I'm going to put, because there's some shadow here. I think I just need to change his lips a bit. There we go. I'm going to go sideways on it. There we go. And just widen that out a bit. Yeah, I think it looks good. Just gonna have to infer with the shadow that it, like, it's wider. And I'm not gonna necessarily put that part in. I don't think I'm gonna put the under part, though. You see here how his mouth is kind of going, like... So if I put one of these, it's gonna look weird. It changes it a bit. Actually, if I do it like this... Okay, I kind of like that, actually. I'm just gonna have bro chillin'. Those weird little... I like how they just have, like, these 3-finger, like, meaty claw things. I'm gonna bring this circle down. I'm gonna bring his butt belly around. I like this arm. But now it's making me not like this one as much. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to finish defining his belly. That actually fixed my problem with that arm a bit. I think I still wants to slim it up a bit. There we go. Now for the feet. Okay. So I'm going to be pretty exact here. So I'm going to make some phantom lines. These are lines that'll be erased later, but these are just going to give me guides kind of for where I want my feet to go. Bring them down a bit. I want them at an angle. Okay, now our boy's almost done, but I did want them to have some accessories. I'm going to redraw the background there. And I need to get a reference for this real quick. Had to go borrow my son's phone to look up a reference image. Moo Moo Milk. Because I am a Johto boy at heart. You know, that milk tank battle, kind of got stuck on that by that lighthouse for a while. But you know what really stuck me in that game was the Sudowoodo. Because I played through and I didn't realize that you had to talk to the gym leader again after like beating her. Because she kind of throws a fit to get the spray bottle at the other house. Well, anyways, I messed up. And because I messed up, I got stuck on that part of the game for a while. Till some other kid told me on the playground. So the whole thing is colored. So I'm just going to kind of infer for the moment. I'm not going to do too much. Probably going to go back and do that in color pencil. I'd like to get like a few bottles, so just sitting around. So I'm going to do, well, let's get this one out for the reference for our shape, and then we will add more as we want. So we're going to start with our leftmost stuff and work our way right again. So I'm not going over my stuff with ink. Let's see if I can get a better light. If I can get my light a little better. So I'm not casting so much shadow. Kind of made it worse. Oh, there we go. I'm going to start with his hairs. Because if I mess these up, I could just ink them over. But I would prefer to paint them in. Because I think if I do 3 solid pieces of ink that thick, it's really going to stand out. Oh, look at that. That's a great curve. And do his eyelids separate. I want them to look a little bit bigger. You know, I want them to look like they're over the eye. Messed up a little bit there, but I just kind of went and made it wider. I think it saved it. It will forever bother me and burn at my psyche. No, it's fine. No, I should just burn the whole thing. Okay, no, it's fine. Okay, see, so to maintain my curve, I obviously lost some momentum there. So what I do is I go back and, like, when I'm painting, I start back in the line and pull. Now, I'm not going to follow this line exactly, but pretty closely. I didn't take my own advice and I fucked it up. What I'm going to do is I'm actually going to go, I'm just going to give this boy a thick outline. I'd rather him have a bit of a thick outline in one spot than his head look lumpy. I think if I go up here, there, I can kind of smooth it out so it looks more natural. Same with right there. So there, I think, you know, turn it around a little bit. Nothing's ever going to turn out how you plan it. Exactly. Remember that with tattoos too, you know, just because you have an image, no, it's going to look like that image. He looks like he's just so over it, and I love it. There we go. This is one of those things that stands out a lot, like right now, like the calf muscle behind the Charizard's tail. But once I get it finished, like, it's not gonna, there's gonna be so much going on. If someone notices that without seeing these videos, you know, I would actually be impressed. I'd be like, you know what you're talking about. That's the thing when you draw, like anything, most people are just going to tell you they like it, or they're going to ask some question when they don't, like, why is he round? Well, that's what the characters look like. Oh. It's always something that's, like, hard to answer. It's like, or they'll see it, like, part way through. They'll be like, why isn't there color? I haven't got to that step yet. Oh. And they walk away. And then you come back when there's color and they're like, oh. And then they walk away. Every once in a while you meet someone that either just completely gushes over what you make, or they too draw and they're impressed with something you do and they want to know more about it, or they want to swap stories with you or find out what you use. I'm actually in some groups for that, just to find out what pens I use. So since I got my bottle shape down, I'm just going to close this now. So we don't have to deal with the disgusting eye products. So we got our side duck, we got our glass of milk. So let's get our Raichu. I choose you. So put my pen away. Get out the pencil. Pikachu's really taken up here. So if I have Raichu, I might have him a bit behind Pikachu. I always thought Raichu, like, they de-chunk Pikachu over time. You know, I just actually posted a short about this. But they didn't change Raichu. They didn't change Raichu's proportions too much, so he still, like, reflects the old chunkier body. He's just like a bigger, beefier version. It's like Pikachu was a little fat kid and Raichu was like what he grew into when he became an enforcer. There we go. This is just our basic outline right now. And then I think with his tail, very much like this, I'm going to have it. I am drawing where I think it goes behind him right now. I'm going to just turn him around just to look at this tail, how this thing's freaking constructed, because these things are wild. I always liked Raichu more, partially because like the burnt yellow color palette, but really love the tail. Are the Pokemon going to obstruct my overall logo? Possibly a little bit. But that's part of the liveliness of it. They're not standing there to pose. That's another thing, how I just have kind of mine. Not only am I going to change that, but they're all going to have individual like little tags like. You know, that's something I'm going to like do separately on another page. I'm going to kind of experiment around with those, see what I like, and then put them on here. So there, I think we got the tail down. Now, I want to give them some glasses. Some round glasses. A little bit like that. Make him look super chunky though, so I might just bring this down to here. I want to give him a jacket. I haven't decided what kind of jacket though. Maybe something more yeah, like that. Go a little drunken master on it. I'm like cross-referencing the other one to see kind of where these should be. Look a little consistent. Starting to get a little confusing. Again, I'm going to put the cheeks on this boy. Pretty sure I'm going to come back and do them separately. Kind of want to ink some of him up now before some of the details lost. I think I want to get these ears out. I'm not liking that. Oh, I see these don't flare out right. I'm gonna look at some more pictures of Raichu because I'm not liking the ears on here. Honestly, I'm glad I looked this up. I shouldn't be basing so much off of these figures. The ears are quite different. They looked a little off. And the general shape was right, but maybe more like. There's probably some of you who are sitting there screaming at me like, those aren't the right ears. And I thank you. I heard you through the ether, I think. They're more curved like that. That looks much better. So again, if you're screaming at the TV, thank you. I guess. But you know what? That one's like right here. This one's like hanging off the side. This ear's having all kinds of trouble. I stand by what I said about being ready to ink him before I did the ears. There we go. There we go. I like that much better. Feet might be another one of those things where I just color them in. I'm not going to ink those separations there. Same with the belly fur, even though I'm kind of inferring it. Now, on top of his head, I can't decide if I want to put a hat on him or not. Now, I don't know if that's too much. What kind of hats are there? I'm trying to think of some of my favorite hats. I actually really like that, though. Let me see something. No, not Wikipedia. I wanted to search the real internet. The Google one. I hate iPhones, bro. Do you see where I'm going with this? I think I'm going to keep it. He kind of looks like the tough guy from James Bond movies where it'll be like, that's low punch. He has a kill rate of over 9,000. Many Pokemon have fallen to his hand. He is a mute, but silently deadly. Low punch. Demonstrate your skills. And then James will be like, no problem. I'll just sleep with the secretary. That didn't. It's not stopping us at all. It's not stopping me either. You know what I'm saying? Sean Connery. You know, one of the like, I think was what the kids would call cringe-iest and like best things for me is watching Highlander and listening to Sean Connery try to say pendejo. I'm not sure if I can say that on YouTube, actually. They said it in Highlander. No, I'm not saying it offensively. I'm saying it like, hey, well, they said this word in this movie. In fact, I think that's a word that gets widely ignored a lot. There's actually a lot of Spanish epithets that get widely ignored and get by censorship a lot of the time. And they'll be like PG, and then they'll have like a Spanish character say something. It's like, Oh man, you guys did not check that at all, did you? I Peggy Hill some Spanish myself. Me gustas, señoro. No, I describe my Spanish. I'm like a 5-year-old, I would say. I worked in a grocery store and I could help people find what aisle they need, and I understood what they needed, and I generally could help them. So it's like I speak it to that level. I wouldn't say I'm fluent. If like I stopped at a store and they only spoke Spanish, I could probably get whatever I needed out of the store. If I had to make weird change or something, I'm not going to sound good doing it. I always found it funny in high school they would make it a course. And I had schools handle it 2 different ways. Sometimes the same schools, they would be like, you can take it, but you're not, like, if you speak Spanish already, it's not going to be an easy A because the Spanish is different. And it's like minor stuff like chiquita. I forget what the local Mexican Spanish variant is for jacket, but it's not that. That's like proper Spanish. But my point is, it's stupid stuff like that. It's like, oh, it's a few words are different. You can still uno, dos, tres. You know, you can still learn it and pretty much communicate with someone. It's like being like, if you take my English class, you're going to fail because it's England English and not US English, and I spell this one word differently. Okay, so just look out for that one word. And then I'd have the same school next year be like, Spanish students are not allowed to take this class. If we know you speak Spanish, you're not allowed to take the class. You're not allowed an easy grade. Same with art classes. Like I tried taking art classes as an easy out, and my art teacher, I don't really count him as one of my art teachers because he's a public school art teacher, but he saw what I was doing, and he would give everyone else an assignment, and he would make mine harder. He'd be like, Ricky, I know you can do this. You're not getting an easy A in my class, buddy. Like, it'd be like, here's a 4-panel thing, draw a comic, and I would get it done in like freaking half the class, and he'd be like, all right, do another one. I want to see a follow up to this. It's like, so I had to start pacing myself. And he'd be like, I know you do better than this. I'd also try bringing in old stuff sometimes. I'd be like, look, you said you wanted a piece that showed shadowing. This shows shadowing. He's like, you painted this 3 years ago. Yes. Do it again. Also, I would commonly go in there, and I used to think art teacher's room, like pottery, made your room smell really weird. Yeah, it wasn't pottery. It was just just take the "-ry" away. The cannabis. Yeah, I'm going to cut his name out because I don't want to get him fired or in trouble for me saying things I don't have 100% proof on. You're an art teacher in California. Come on. I think they knew what they hired. Why did I make my Raichu Chinese? Well, honestly, I just like Chinese crap. No, it was is I've been watching rewatching Jackie Chan movies, and I'm just like I want something that looks tough but also different than how everyone else looks tough, and I'm like, oh, there we go. Like I like when stuff like mixes like cultures and technology to make it a bit different. I mean, like I personally I have a lot of like well, you've seen my fish tank, what kind of fish I like and whatnot. And the kind of paintings I draw. Well, I thought it looked cool. Especially with his rotundness, like you kind of see this look a lot with like the big characters. Again, James Bond type low punch. Don't you mean low kick? That's what I want you to think. And then he's going to punch you in the balls. It's like Yamcha in Dragon Ball. If you watch, he's always like, I'm going to show you the might of my wolf fang fist. If you watch Dragon Ball, there's like one time he actually like uses his fist after he says it, and it's not like the first time I'm counting this thing, the wolf fang, as a fist. He, the majority of the time, kicks the person. And I always, because he's always like, the might of my wolf fang, just the wolf fang fist over and over again. And I found it funny. They're like, even in the games, he'll do it and then he'll like jump at him, kicking him. And it's like, that's the perfect attack. You're going to see the might of my wolf fang fist. So they're ready for it and then you just kick them in the balls. There's some of the games, like the Budokai games, though, where he's just like, it's unplayable because he's just like, yeah, woohoo, wolf fang fist. And then at the end, he's like, did you see my wolf fang fist? And I just lose it. It's like you're just kind of like hitting them normal. It's like you named your move, but you didn't really do anything like different. I got a cool graphic of a wolf running when I do it. Okay, what do you have? I guess he's right. How about that? Had the camera fall. Think I'm gonna leave his tail segment unpinned as well. I'm definitely gonna put these in just kind of. I don't know, I kind of imagine them like looking like they have a fat pouch with inference, but it's really just like fluffy, like some animals. Like I don't know if you ever held the glory that is a chinchilla, but they look like a puffy ball. But when you fill them, they actually have like they're like crouched under there. Or like if you ever seen those pictures of penguins, what they look like without feathers, how they're just like crouching all the time. Or owls, they have those long legs. There's a lot of Pokemon where they look kind of weird. Especially in older games, we had sprites, so you'd see them 2D, you wouldn't know how they look 3D. Like Manantric, his head looked a bit better. Or Rowlet, you know, I always forget what's the name of his full form. I love the Hisuian version. The Decidueye. Like, it kind of looks like he's wearing like a towel over his head, like it'd be open in the back. But when you see the back where you see him move around, it's actually like closed in. There's a lot of Pokemon where, like, sometimes I would think that I don't understand that, or it looks weird, or it looks kind of like, what were you thinking? But then when you actually see it, like, moving around and whatnot, it's like, oh. Or, like, how it uses its appendage move, like, it makes more sense, or it looks better. Okay, so we have most of our Pokemon down. Except Drowsy. So, yeah, I have a little bit more time for you. I'm going to try to get Drowsy out. I remember when I was in school, people would always say I traced stuff, so then I would get images like this that are facing a different way, and then still try to be like, you traced it. I'm like, okay, bud. Look at him, the one that's less dramatic. Because it's not round, it's like... Like, I don't know if you've seen a tapir, but they have, like, almost digits at the end of their nose, or an elephant. They have those little bits they flex. There we go. I like the hat. A little poofy top to it. There we go. See, this is actually like that one I have of the Gyarados and the Ho-Oh. I actually drew the Pokemon, and then that sat on my shelf for like half a year. I'm not even kidding on the time. I'll put in our bottle here. Got distracted. That's the cool thing about a picture is like you can kind of get distracted and still accomplish things. Now I'll probably go work on his hand a bit more. A bit better. My rotund boy. Then another one where I'm probably not going to ink that line and just leave it up to the paintbrush to define. Pokeball go all the way. He's got 2 splits to his toes. I love it. There's just like a bunch of Pokemon chilling. So let us get our inking in. That's the cool thing about ink. Like, if I drew this, so much of it would get smudged and erased and have to be redrawn, and my paper would get dirty. Makes it very definitive. It makes it easy to go over it, to go back. Because all this stuff's done. This is set in ink. For better or worse. Try to do this a little wavy because these aren't perfect. Trying to make this look like how they have the stitches that go around it. You know, like the fisherman's hat or the Gilligan. I don't know what it's called. I always call it the fisherman or the Gilligan, depending if they have lures in it or not. Also on the color. Pretty much if it's white, it's a Gilligan. Good style hat. When I went to school, we could have that, or we could have normal beanies. When those beanies with the little brim came out, no, you couldn't have those. That's hilarious. It's gang culture. Kids might wear them a little sideways. Meanwhile, the teachers were having to buy paper so we could finish our assignments with their own freaking paychecks, but they were worried about policing our clothes and dare because of gang culture, which a lot of us wouldn't have even known about unless they took us to a room and made us learn about it. Just an hour of Grand Theft Auto isn't real. Drugs are bad. If your parents are doing drugs or have weapons in the house, write on a little piece of paper and put it on this box in the front of the class. No one will know, and, it'll help you protect the community. That's what's good for them. Yep, rat out your parent. That's what they used to tell us. Go home. You learn anything in school today? No. It's a bunch of bull crap. Talk about how the drawings in Dare were racist as hell, too. They're like little workbooks, and they would show you, like, scenes. Like, I remember the one where the kid's lighting a fire. Like, they tried to make him look like a hick. They gave him, like, the classic underdraw. It looked like a hillbilly in a Bugs Bunny freaking cartoon. Or they had one where it was 2 little white kids at the skate park looking like Renaissance drawings, all like, oh, like, no, don't offer us the fruity alcohol beverage. And there's a little freaking Asian kid with lemonade and a little black girl with the purple drink. And they're like, yeah, with the evil look on their face, trying to corrupt the 2 freaking white children with their fruity drinks. Like, no, that's what they were spending your school money on when I went there. Making us do that shit. Look at fucking racist pictures. Tell us not to do drugs. I'd rather had Mr. Mackey. At least Mr. Mackey was entertaining. Okay. The thing is, like, the things you were saying, we knew were already lies. So, like, when you're sitting there saying obvious freaking lies, it doesn't make us trust anything else you say. So I try not to lie to my child. I mean, it's hard. Even shit like Santa, I very carefully pick my words. I'm like, some people believe, and I kind of describe him like a spirit. It's like I always give my child the choice to believe whatever he wants. It's like the same with God. I can't just baptize him or do anything to him to signify he is one way or another. Like, you want to make a covenant with God, you have to make that covenant. Can't have anything to do with me. Personally think that's how it should be. It's a personal thing. If you don't make it, the choice is meaningless, you know? Okay. Wow. So these boys, I mean, you know, if I was a young trainer and all I had was like a Caterpie, I wouldn't want to walk into an alley and see this. I feel pretty judged instantly. I mean, like, Pikachu's just flexing, and it doesn't even seem like he's flexing on me. He's just, like, pre-flexing. I mean, Psyduck looks like he's over my shit. Oh, let's add one more bottle. Well, you know, actually, our Pikachu, too. He's... There we go. I'll probably put some paint cans in here later, too, like... Just have some, like, laying around. To infer it for now. I really wish I could go and erase it right now, but if I do, it'll smudge the ink. There's stuff like his hand, though. It's just so dirty. It's like, I want to see them lines, boy. But next time we work on this, that'll be the fun of erasing it to start with. Okay, so what we're going to do next, let me redraw my horizon line here. The horizon didn't go that far back because, again, there's a brick wall. So, a lot of this is actually going to be painted. It's not going to have a hard outline, but I'm still going to kind of infer it. So I might do a little bit of it. No, I still got to do it. I want to get some Magikarps on there. And then their little slang. And I still haven't decided if I'm going to do normal English or unknown. I might mix some unknown in there. And they have some coding in there somehow. And then, I don't know, that's probably just going to be a gray slab, the sidewalk. Like that. It's like really the least interesting part of the photo. I guess I could put like the spray can here or something. But I don't know. What do you think of our little ragtag group of miscreants here? I'm a little partial to them myself. Well, this video has certainly turned out much longer than I intended. It's looking about an hour before editing, so this is about what an hour of doodling gets you. I'm realizing you can't really see a lot of the sketched out background elements, so you must just see that coming to life as I draw it. Well, I hope this has been a great video for you. I certainly had a lot of fun making it. And I hope to see you back as we continue to work on this piece. But until then, I hope you have a good rest of your day, and try to stay safe out there.